Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is an AMX 1375. It's a tier 7 French light tank. It's located on the north spawn of Malinovka, and this one is under the command of Shits and Giggles. Okay, game on. Well, he's got a 75mm gun, 4-shot auto-loader with an oscillating turret, and those shells are capable of doing 110 alpha, penetrating 108mm of armour, and they'll go up to 148 with the APCR. And he's gone straight to the spotting bush, and he started spotting the enemy right away. T-34-2, looks like he's going into the opposite bush, and we've got an EBR Hotchkiss going up north side of the lake. Well, he's already picked up a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, in fact 1,200. And despite the fact that he's not actually in the bush, he is getting spots on a lot of enemy. Now, obviously Arty normally discourages people from actually going into these bushes, but Shits and Giggles is actually sitting outside the bush, just outside. So if an Arty round was to land on the bush, he'd be safe. But there's no Arty in this game, so he doesn't need to worry about that. If there was Arty in this game, it'd be very dangerous, taking the position he has taken right now. But I know a lot of light tank players like to go to the bush, and of course everyone knows that. Surprising that nobody from the enemy team has actually fired in his direction yet. And there goes that EBR. Well, the enemy are down 3 tanks, and he's spotting a Scorpion on the lookout. F7. Not a healthy place for somebody to be at the moment. Oh, he spotted a Charioteer well away, long distance away, and he's gone. He's already picked up 3,978 hit points of spotting assist. So 4k, 4.3k. He's certainly getting a lot of damage on the enemy. And that means he's going to earn a huge amount of credits for doing nothing really except other than looking. Light tanks are kind of like the voyeurs of the tank world. Well, a lot of action's going on right up the hill, at the top of the hill. But the action around the lake has kind of quietened down now. I guess that most of the enemy tanks that are spotting, but they're not finding much to fire at. Our guys are firing at or blind firing at a comet. You can see he's not actually in the bush. If somebody was to land an Arty round on the bush, he would get some splash, but he wouldn't be taken out of the game straight away. But then again, the AMX 1375 does have 850 hit points, and that means that even if it was to get a direct hit from, say, an M12, it wouldn't be killed with that shot. He's decided to actually go a bit active now. He's moving closer, using the bushes. Of course, if he can get beneath that hill at F7, he can poke up and spot the enemy as they're coming down the other side of the hill. What he's doing now, though, is very dangerous, because moving forward alongside the lake is inviting fire from an enemy who happens to be up there, and there is an IS-2 shielded up there. It's not firing though. If he decides to cross the lake, surely somebody at the enemy cap area will have a shot. But he is spotting on that IS-2 shielded, even though he's not shooting at him yet. Again, this is all to complete LT missions. Lovely! Got some more spotting. 5.4k now. Of course, the great thing about light tanks is they have the same camo whilst moving as they do whilst stationary. and that means that he is fairly stealthy, and the one thing that would actually take away his stealth is actually shooting. But his teammates are now near the enemy cap, and so what he's doing is, oh, he's managed to find another enemy. He was seen this time. It was a Striv S1. He's been spotted by that guy. Fires one round in, tracks him. He's taking fire from an E25 he can't see. He needs to get into cover. Best place to go will be across the lake. Oh, near. He's taking damage. And he's been hitting the turret, so he's decided to go defensive and seek cover. Yeah, he's heading north because the E25 is obviously much further south. Well, we're 5 tanks up on the enemy, so Shits and Giggles is doing rather nicely. Unfortunately, we've lost all the tanks that are between us and the enemy except the UDIs. But that means that Shits and Giggles should be able to get some shots on the enemy as they try to come down the hill, if they try to come down. There's a high probability they won't even bother to try that because the UDIs will probably put them off. What he could do at the moment though is try and spot for the UDIs, who's having to spot for himself at the moment. Okay, two of the enemy tanks have gone low and they've gone down to the plateau to engage our guys just below the hill line. And the enemy E25 has just been spotted and wiped out. So now he's got good spots on those and the IS-22, which is helping the UDIs. And he can use the bush mechanic to engage the IS-22. He's not going to get any pens though because he's got a red dot, so... And that's... yeah, that's not going to go through either. If you've got a red dot or a purple dot, it's simply not going to go through target. Okay, all the enemy on top of the hill's been killed, and that's it, the end of the game. It's all over. So 6.4k is what's showing. Is that the amount that he actually managed to get? Well, let's have a look. First class tanker for Shits and Giggles in the AMX 1375 managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got that very shortly after the battle started. He also got a patrol duty for spotting at least 6 enemy tanks and being the only one spotting them whilst they were damaged. And yes, he did actually do 6,552 hit points of spotting assist in that game. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get any damage on the enemy whatsoever. The high scorer was the Object 252 Defender with 2,829, followed by the Jag Panther with 2,687. So he didn't get any damage, but he didn't get any kills either. The high scorer being the Type 59 with 3 kills. And then there's several tanks, or quite a few tanks, with 2 kills apiece. But when it came to base XP, he's right at the top because he spotted for like a champ, and he got a huge amount of spotting assist. 1,135 base was the amount in that game. The Jag Panther, who did a huge amount of damage, only got 930, and the Object 252U only 881. So it just goes to show the value of spotting a lot of damage. He fired 8 rounds in that game. All 5 of those got direct hits, but none of them penetrated. Actually, the marker was showing that they wouldn't pen, so there was really no point in firing them at all. 3 hits received, 3 penetrations, I'm afraid. Yeah, the E25 with that deadly 75mm high velocity gun, it's very, very lethal. So yes, you do need to seek cover, or you need to find the protection of the lee of the hill, and that would be better. 8 enemy vehicles spotted, 2 enemy vehicles damaged, none killed, but 6,552 hit points of spotting assist. He missed out on getting a scout medal by just 1 tank, would you believe it? 1 tank. Then he would have had a Hurling Trinity. He picked up 35,156 credits on a premium account, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 48,852 credits. He received 1,135 XP, got 1,703 from personal reserves and 9,368 from personal missions payout, so his grand total was 12,774 experience points altogether, and he says how to come out on top of a winning team without doing any damage whatsoever. Well, he didn't really, because yes, everything he fired didn't pen and didn't actually do any damage. He did fire the gun, but no, it was all spotting and it all worked perfectly. So yes, he ends up with a nice amount of credits and spotting assist. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.